Welcome to TEKNXS, a place for technology and finance lover come to get inspired. In today's video, we're going to talk about an interesting topic about the future. The whole world is now following the new digital world order. Let's take a deep dive into this future horizon. The COVID-19 virus has caused the cruelest humanitarian crisis in human history, the ripple effect of which has already led to far harsher and more dangerous economic consequences. The economy of all nations has regressed. The devastation is unprecedented, so worrying that developed countries are the most affected and not a single country has been saved. However, this fear of psychosis may not end even after defeating this virus. Terrifying stories flood cyberspace with more and more virus attacks. Ecologists believe that such a result is mainly due to the fact that nature has been terribly abused and the distance between the space invaded by human civilization and the habitats of wild birds and animals has been mercilessly reduced. The consequences of all this are all manifested in frequent natural disasters. The old maxim that the future is unprecedented was perhaps no more appropriate earlier than what people are experiencing now. In fact, the COVID-19 virus has trapped every human and every government agency without knowing it. The way forward will continue to be affected by the psychosis of fear, of uncertainty, and insecurity. This will undoubtedly affect both supply and demand in any economy. The first survival instinct would be to streamline processes, cut costs, and downsize. The need for digital transformation of operations would be further reinforced. Nations will realize the consequences of dependence on imports for commodities and will reassess how well they would prepare to become self-sufficient to face such a crisis in the future. Each country will also reevaluate its partners for contract manufacturing and foreign trade because this pandemic has deployed the self-centered strategies of certain nations. All of this will affect world trade and redefine the industrial landscape of many countries. One such example is that India is becoming self-sufficient by rapidly installing medical PPE manufacturing facilities and re-establishing it as the world's most user-friendly and reliable drug factory. The current situation of impossible to travel forces all marketers to believe that there is no choice but digital access, virtual meetings, and the adoption of immersive technologies such as augmented reality and virtual reality for the commercialization of products and services. Even the best companies dedicated to BFSI health and other services, academic institutions, etc., were taken or poorly prepared. Business professionals believe that the next unique element and dimensions of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, that it will affect global and country-specific business ecosystems. It will be more unique and unprecedented. The future will continue to be surrounded by uncertainties and will challenge humanity much more. This in turn will change human behavior and the imperatives of business survival and prosperity. In digitally divided Bharat in India, where broadband connectivity and seamless offerings continue to be warm spots, engagement and collaboration throughout digital systems are challenging. Therefore, the authorities must view telecommunications services greater as a lifeline to meet fundamental needs, such as portable water, than as a supply of profits via the leasing of the radio spectrum. Telecom carrier providers, in turn, will want to take the enhancing pace and first class of providers greater significantly whilst turning in facts over their community than measuring success by way of the quantity of clients and common income per user. Artificial brain and desktop mastering have validated to be the most sensible equipment to predict the conduct of the virus below exclusive environmental conditions, intelligently recognizing and monitoring these affected and as a result controlling their unfold via identification. These digital equipment have additionally made it feasible to discover and test with capsules and therapy strategies that can keep extra lives in a variety of geophysical conditions. Robots with artificial intelligence are progressively changing nurses in the noble project of serving patients in developed countries. The human-robot collaboration will in addition enhance the best and precision of clinical surgical operation and remote collaboration to enhance the prognosis and clinical remedy of the patient. Artificial-wise Internet of Things, Internet of the Body, and of robots, CNC drones, etc., supported with the aid of AI and ML, will redefine the tactics of prevention and higher administration of herbal, mess-ups, and fitness offerings in disaster conditions than by way of traditional methods. This used to be supported by way of a joint findout about files from the WEF and PwC. Today, organizations remember information gleaned from in-depth evaluation of client behavior, diffusion of manufacturer sentiment, and client engagement. Organizations that do not include digital science will see their development stagnate, and in a few years will face comparable conditions that agencies like Kodak face when they fail to adapt to the times. Mobility. Today, mobile units outnumber computer systems and have basically changed the way manufacturers have interaction with internet-connected consumers. Today's race is to make statistics handy on the internet as mobile-friendly as viable so that customers can greater without problems get rid of entry to it anywhere, anytime. Even search engines like Google have started out rating pages with mobile-friendly content material due to the fact they recognize that the future of the net will be powered through cellular units and that the future has already begun. Everything from e-commerce to advertising to personal administration has now been targeted on cell units, and investments are flowing hastily in that direction. Big data. Since the internet and community access to records spread throughout all geographies, the amount of digital statistics that is created on a daily groundwork has led to the rise of huge data technology. Organizations face growing challenges in identifying applicable business data from the hundreds of data silos generated by using their technology infrastructure unfold across more than one region, with big information technology frameworks. It is feasible to break these silos of unstructured records into valuable commercial enterprise information. It required a lot of analysis and calculations for which dependable technology systems are available today. Social media. Social media has made the world a smaller location when it comes to communication. It's easier for manufacturer sentiments to take giant leaps or fall into a deep throat relying on their ability to interact fans and buyers on social media. Sentiment analysis requires figuring out and responding to positive and bad comments, delivering applicable content to continuously engage readers, and more. It additionally requires a stronger protection policy as more internet offerings rely on the use of social media credentials to create and confirm user accounts. Cloud computing. Often considered as the fundamental infrastructure of a digital economy, cloud computing makes it effortless for businesses, large or small, to provide digital services besides having to worry about computing strengths or storage capacities of digital assets. It has basically narrowed the hole between giants and newbies when it comes to imparting a reliable and flawless digital service. And via looking closely, you can see that nearly all disruptors in the digital world are using cloud computing infrastructure for your IT desires rather than investing in constructing your own inside IT infrastructure. Automation and artificial intelligence. Automation coupled with artificial intelligence is considered as the future of staff enablement. It doesn't imply people are much less important. However, technology-enabled options can help human beings to do their jobs quicker and hire with much less scope for misguided decisions. Workloads can be without problems managed, and with the evolution of synthetic intelligence, it is simpler to mimic human reactions for situations, and for that reason, create 24/7 working environments that are self-sustained. The new consumption. Whenever there is a disaster or interruption in our lives, we have always reviewed our primary needs. When the world opens up again, shopping will take on some other experience. For the retail and service industry, this will require an innovative overhaul that creates new revenue possibilities to offset less traffic. The in-store mannequin from the Sears catalog may come back into fashion as preparers get the gadgets people need. Businesses that have utterly embraced e-commerce may in no way look back. The brick-and-mortar mannequin will become a testbed for lounges and cafeterias built into the shopping experience. The virtual classroom. Traditional school rooms and amphitheaters will give way to distance training that will evolve towards greater personalized learning. The immoderate cost of greater education will subsequently stabilize and create greater possibilities for all. For elementary schools, asynchronous gaining knowledge via Google, Classroom, or Blackboard will be supplemented through various man or woman instructions. Parents will play a much larger role in creating their children's gaining knowledge of abilities. This new way of living at home will be introduced into an already far-flung work environment for parents. Socialization via peers is indispensable and will require solutions. Healing the planet. The coronavirus has compelled all of us over the next few months into a big reflection of our way of life and what we have taken for granted. It has pushed us into territory that we had to stop up going to and is forcing all industries to finally include processing. If the 2008 crisis sought to redefine the monetary industry, this pandemic will be the catalyst to define our way of life. Today we are witnessing a developing shift around the world in which human beings are transitioning to a digital economy from the web economy. The digital economy is pushed by shoppers who are more self-sustaining than ever, thanks to the high penetration of units and the networks between them. Consumers have access to a couple of options, and their contemporary decisions are influenced through their networked peers. Businesses also have a host of possibilities to take advantage of in this substantial digital economy to study more about client behavior and information with better alternatives and improve their backside line. It is worth noting that 5 years in the past, such a large digitally related ecosystem did not exist. When most commercial enterprise decisions have been driven by means of human thoughts that, though intelligent, often no longer take into account all the parameters. Market conditions and technology-driven enterprise models have been in their early stages. How new digital world order will affect your life? Express your thoughts and comments. For more updates, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel.